What's goody, what's goody, what's goody? It's your girl, it's Nova, the Universal Donor. And I'd like to welcome you back to Empress Tarot at s.e.tarot99. Thank you for all of your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes. All of my connects are right here on my cute little board, as you can see. And they will be in the description box below. So if you do not see it in either one of those places, it does not exist. If you see it anywhere else, please feel free to report if you feel the need. Thank you so much. So, let's get on started. In the tub, chilling. You know, doing my usual thing. This was not the day of a spiritual bath. It was just a regular bath day. A regular day. I had 2 loofahs on the top of the faucet, the knobs, and the tub stopper is a silver thing. So when I looked at it, I was like, that looked like Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's like what I got, and I kept moving back and forth to see if I was tripping. I was like, am I tripping? And the little Jack face was in. I was like, am I really serious what I said? The little Jack face just waving his head up and down like, yeah. Like, yo. But anyway, it made me think of the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas. And at first I was like, oh, it's about to be some madness going down. But then I was like, what was the meaning of that movie? What's this? My goodness, what is this? You know, when he was just curious about everything. Dealing with Christmas. So he decided he was going to bring, he was going to pretend to be Saint Nick. He's going to pretend to be that guy. And all the gifts he bought was like gifts from Halloween Town. So there's one where the baby opened up a gift, and it's a little voodoo doll. If you ever seen the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, please check it out. This is the perfect time. You know, he goes into the forest. The trees are in a circle. Every tree is a holiday. But it's something about the Christmas tree. And he wants to go in there. You know? And the thing is, people wait all year for that one holiday. Isn't that very interesting? And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Some people wait all year for Halloween, and some people wait all year for Christmas. You don't never hear nobody, people wait for Thanksgiving to eat. But Halloween and Christmas, there's something energetic about those 2 particular holidays. There's something dark and light, about those 2 particular holidays. And I think that in part is one of the reasons why that came to me. And it also made me think about what it truly means. And at the end of the movie, it was really about not what you give a person, but the love. The same thing as the Grinch. Because, you know, some people, they thrive off of being mean and things like that. But Jack just wanted to try and fit in. So I'm just kind of like, I'm getting 2 different meanings. I'm getting somebody that was done bad, and now they don't know how to open up their heart. So they're stuck in a certain place, and then there's somebody that wants to come out of a certain place, but can't. It's almost like every time they try to, something goes wrong, something goes bad. But why is it? Because I don't think it's because of Jack's situation. I think it's something else. Something about the darkness year round. Something about the darkness year round. Because you know how they were saying in Halloween Town, they got the mayor that come around. He got the happy face 1 minute, and then when he get mad, his head turn around. He got the white sad face. You get what I'm saying? There's somebody wearing a mask. That is. There's somebody wearing a mask who is not in control of their emotions. That's directing somebody to do this. That's kind of like directing somebody to give people gifts that are not what they are, not what they should be. Something like that. All right, so collective, you already know this is collective read. All signs included. Take what resonates, leave what does not. And don't ever trip because you know you got that dip. So, Father God, ancestors, the Most High, I ask that you grant the collective this morning to accept the things they cannot change, because change can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I have the Wandering Spirit Tarot. Very interesting, since I said Halloween and Christmas, which are both very spiritual holidays. Why? So what is it, the Wandering Spirit? Like, it's giving me something very specific. I'm trying to figure out how to put it in words. It's almost like somebody wants to get out a message. Somebody that might not even be here. I don't know. Wandering Spirit. I'm not going to think too much into it until we get into it. So, let's see what's popping. We got the Five of Pentacles. It looks like somebody could possibly, from the picture, it looks like somebody could possibly be ashamed. This person is trying to hide it. Trying to hide their vulnerability and trying to hide that they're out in the cold. I'm not going to keep this card down, but Page of Swords. Yeah, they're trying to distract. They're trying to distract from the fact that this is happening. Because the Page of Swords is also a message. So they're trying to make sure nobody gets this message or nobody is seeing this. What's out in the cold? Who's out in the cold? Because out in the cold doesn't just have to be people. It can be an idea or something like that. What's out in the cold? Five of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Somebody is out in the cold from receiving comfort, rest. That's what I'm getting. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Why did I get Four of Swords from this? That's what I was thinking. But somebody could be without rest because of a foundation they may have built with something or someone else, because of a deal. Let's just say that. Let's say because of a structure or some type of stability. Five of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Somebody is really trying to hold on to whatever they got. I feel like, not even because it's two on the card, I feel like it's two people that's trying to do this. Or if not, it's one person that's trying to hide that they're out in the cold and they're low on funds. 5 and 4 equals 9. May 4th or April 5th. Those dates could be significant. They're out in the cold. And that 5 plus 4 would equal 9. If we go to 9, it would be 9 of Pentacles. Somebody is out in the cold from somebody else's abundance, maybe. Or somebody is out in the cold from an abundance that they once had. Let's see. Somebody's out in the cold from some type of abundance, or out in the cold from an abundance they once had, or they're out in the cold and they penny pinching. Three of Pentacles, man, it's going down. 5, 4, 3. This person, wow. Yo, when this person is out in the cold while somebody else is not. This person is trying to hide from someone in particular that they're out in the cold and they need them for money, and they're willing to collaborate, but they're willing to beg. This person might be begging. This person could possibly be begging somebody for shelter and resources because they don't want them to know that they're out in the cold. It's also giving me, at one point in time, this person had somebody else out in the cold. Now they're out in the cold. At one point in time, this person, somebody else needed comfort from this person. Now this person needs comfort. At one point in time, this person was not willing to share with somebody else, and now they need share. It's almost like the person right here is the human that they pretended to be. This skeleton is what they're actually going through. That 5 of Pentacles, that 4 of Pentacles, that 3 of Pentacles. Because they did this to somebody else. Pretending to be a good person when really and truly they were whatever is going on with this damn skeleton right here. Wow. Excuse me. Yeah, 12 minutes in. Golly. It's 5, 4, 3. 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Somebody is down to their last couple of bucks. 9 of Swords. Somebody is down to the last couple of bucks. And they are really in their head and don't know what to do. They're in their head about everything they did to somebody else. I'm getting, I swear, I'm getting with all of these cards that the skeleton is the person that's going through something now. Because with this 9 of Swords, the skeleton is in their head about how they made another person feel in their head. And the 3 of Pentacles, the skeleton is now needing help after they treated someone else bad. Because it looks like she wants, the human form wants to hit somebody or be cruel. And this is a 3 of Pentacles, a collaboration, wanted to be cruel. This 4 of Pentacles looks like they once stole from somebody that needed them. Because it doesn't look like the skeleton is really trying to comfort on the 4 of Pentacles. It looked like the skeleton is kind of trying to comfort, but at the same time steal. Because you see how the skeleton has a pentacle under their knee, a pentacle in their hand. There's a pentacle right there. Where's the other pentacle? Under her. So the 2 pentacles on each side. I feel like whoever this person is wanted to hold on to their money and this person's money too. And with this 5 of Pentacles, This person tried to humiliate, because there's a hand over their face. I'll tell you about how I feel about that in a minute. This person tried to humiliate somebody by having them naked out in the cold. And now they're out in the cold and they don't want anybody to know. All right, quick story time. All right, y'all. Sorry, I just had to take a water break real quick. Okay, so like I said, with these particular cards, the person in flesh is the person that they hurt. But the representation of this person in flesh is the things that they did to this person. Okay, so what I was saying is with this Five of Pentacles, this card in particular shows a female bear covering their face, and the Five of Pentacles is out in the cold. I actually had a incident where I was pushed outside of my apartment door in the middle of the night, naked, completely naked, and it was a little chilly, and I remember just trying to cover myself and make sure nobody saw me. Thank goodness there were no porch lights, but it was still a main street. So I don't know, maybe the way I looked, it looked like I was just sitting. Maybe I probably had little clothes on, whatever. But that's what this card made me think of. And it made me think that if you have been in a situation, it doesn't have to be physical, but a situation to where you were stripped of your dignity, your humanity. Whoever did that to you, that's what they're going through. But if you look at this card, you were bare in flesh. They are bare to the bone. This person is getting eaten alive. They stripped you of monetary. They stripped you of things that you can get again, things that you can heal and repair. By grace, they didn't hurt you. But whatever is happening to this person is eating them alive. Look at this skeleton. They're not showing it. But that's the first card. That Five of Pentacles usually straight means out in the cold. That card gave me what goes around comes around. Whatever they did to you to publicly humiliate you, they are getting eaten down to the bone. And they're out in the cold. And they don't want anybody to know it. Seven of Cups. This person is praying for a miracle. Not only are they praying for a miracle, but they're looking for forgiveness for everything that they did. This skeleton is down on its knees. Literally down on its knees. And it looked like it's saying, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that. And it all, cups, are emotions. So it all just looks like emotional manipulation. This person is sorry for what they did, but I feel like they're sorry for what they did to a particular person. They breadcrumbed somebody. They took from somebody when that person was in need. They left them out in the cold and vulnerable when they needed something. And then they tried to put this person in their head about what they did to them. Because all of these cups are what they did to that person. But now they want some type of forgiveness. That the number 7 is significant. They are trying to, they're inspired to pray, is what I'm getting. They're inspired to take some type of action and ask for forgiveness for what they did, because they are going through it. That's crazy. What's all about them? The Hangman, come through. Look. If you look at this card, they're going through it, because usually the Hangman shows one person that is hanging upside down, getting a different perspective. This Hangman is showing a skeleton and somebody that looks like they actually love and care about them. It's almost giving me like, damn, you loved me even though you knew I was dead inside. The number 12 breaks down to a 3. Creativity, collaborations, community. This person was willing to move forward and be a part of your world, whatever that world was. In other words, this person was willing to take you as you are. And it collective, you were willing to take this person as they are. And this is what they did. All them cups. All that inspired action. All that magic. All that emotional manipulation. All that manipulation. Notice we ain't got no court cards or no major arcana. None of it's out here. But we gonna see what's up. Because literally what I'm seeing is what's playing out in this deck is literally the name of the deck. The Wandering Spirit. This person's spirit is literally wandering around because of what they did. I mean, if you think about it, what bones aren't buried? It's almost like these bones are still walking around with a spirit. So that way they can experience what they put another or others through. Take it as resonates. What's this 5 of Pentacles? 7 of Pentacles. Man. This person worked to keep somebody blind to what they were doing. This person was invested in you being out in the cold. Collective. Five and 7 breaks down to a 3 when you add it. Well, let's break it down. 5 and 7 is 12. 12 breaks down to 3. I think this person was banking on a collaboration with you. That's another thing. They did this to you in the past, but they were also banking on a collaboration with you so they wouldn't have to go through it. It's almost like saying, I know that I was the cause of you being in a certain situation or suffering instability and loss and ungrounding, but I need you to invest in me so I don't experience what you experienced. And it's like saying, no, I'm good. It's a lot of freaking pentacles out here, man. This person was trying to make sure you didn't have nothing. Was trying to steal something when you didn't have nothing. And then tried to break you down to nothing, but now they need you something. And they want to be upset. Or at least they tried to make you upset. This person tried to make you mad. Like, this person tried to have you frustrated about what they did to you. This person tried to have you in your head about what they did to you. You run me over purposely with a military tank and expect me to get up? That was in a movie I watched called The Long Walk. Very serious. What's this Four of Pentacles? This was a long, drawn-out process. Somebody definitely did a lot for this. Whatever was supposed to come out of this, I have no idea. Somebody doesn't want it to be known. What's this Four of Pentacles about? Six of Pentacles. Somebody was not trying to be fair. Yeah. Look at all these pentacles out here, man. This was all about money. You were supposed to be depleted. This was supposed to be you. This is supposed to be you. The Seven of Cups on your knees. Begging for some type of help, some type of love, some type of compassion. That was supposed to be you, baby bubba. All of a sudden my arms start itching my muscle. Why? What's this Three of Pentacles? Which looks like begging. A group of people wanted you begging. A group wanted you begging. But they wanted you to beg through a person. Like a whole group was represented by one person. And they wanted that person to break you down and siphon your energy. Therefore, they can filter feed through that person. What a couple of freaking jerks. Look, see? Hope. They wanted you to think that they was ever rocking with you. They wanted you to think that whatever this person was bringing to you was real. Whoever this person is, they were sent in as a mole or an assassin to love bomb you and bring it back to the crew. Like, the physical things that people do to people are definitely disgusting enough. But to know that energetically is something that you 9 times out of 10 have no idea about. And when you realize how serious it was, what the true violation is psychologically. And that could probably mess you up more than physically. Most times, the psychological aspect of an attack messes people up more than the physical. Because you may heal, but sometimes you can't get them thoughts out of your head. What's this Nine of Swords? It's almost like they don't want me to know. What's on the bottom? Seven of Swords. Yeah, like I said, somebody wanted you in your head about something they did to you. Somebody wanted to steal your joy and steal your peace, even though they were stealing from you in the first place. These two swords over here, Two of Swords usually means at a crossroads and or keeping you blind, dumb, and deaf. Somebody wanted you to be blind, dumb, and deaf to the truth of this Five of Swords, which is this conflict that they were starting with this group in the background, so they could so you could believe that some type of abusive love was right. Because the hope and then the conflict. You were hoping that things would get better with this group possibly, or this community, or this community, this group could have been hoping that things would get better with you. They were hoping that they could get back in your good graces after what they did to you, because they know what they did to you was unfair. They were hoping that you would be in your head. You gotta be kidding me. Y'all really don't... Oh. I was like, y'all really don't want me to know. The Lovers, yes. Look at this. And even with this card, yo. Even with this card, the skeleton is putting something on the flesh person's head and looking back at someone else like, did I do it right? Is this how you do it? Somebody taught them how to do this. Somebody taught this person how to do this. Somebody taught this person how to manipulate and how to love bomb. Because you were supposed to be in your head and on your knees dying. Wow. 7 of Cups. This lover wanted to make sure you were on your knees in your head. Or this connection, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. It could just be a real close collaboration. It could be something with a covenant, with a contract, a solid deal. You get what I'm saying? And then we got the Ace of Wands. Yes. They took this action to have you on your knees and begging for some type of help and assistance. We got, wow. We got 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Whoever this is, they thought that they were going to get back on top. They thought that they were going to get back on top by keeping you down. It worked backwards. That's really what I'm getting. It worked backwards. What's this 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles? This is crazy. This is all about money and your foundation. Making sure that you were unstable, you were ungrounded, you were depleted. 10 of Swords, come through. Making sure you were depleted. In your head, naked and vulnerable, on your way to depletion. In your head with nothing, stripped of everything and vulnerable. Wow. That's wild. And they were working hard to do this to you. They wanted to keep theirs and take yours and be unfair. If an Ace of Swords come out here, I'll lose it. 3 of Cups. They wanted to be unfair. They wanted to have you in some type of third party. They really want to have you in some type of third party. So that way they could take from you. And whoever this, they were hopeful that they could do this. They wanted to make you jealous with a third party, and they were hopeful that they could have you in your head about this. They also wanted to be able to make you jealous so you'll come back to them. Because you're in your head about this. 9 of Wands. You defended yourself. Because the skeleton looks like it's holding its wand to the side and looking back like it's nervous. But the flesh is holding it firm and looking forward. It's almost like the flesh, I'm saying it because I don't want to be too descriptive. It's almost like the flesh, which is collective, said, hold on. Don't worry. This is about to be over. Somebody wanted some mess. Because now I'm starting to feel like they wanted some type of collaboration so they could end you. But it didn't go down like that. You were ready. You might have gone through all this extra stuff with this situation, but you were ready. Something is coming to a close. Whatever these actions are, we already got. Oh, this is over, baby. Because we already got the Ace of Wands and the 9 of Wands. That's 10 of Wands. This is about to be over. These burdens are about to be laid down. Ain't no more wands out here. And this person who couldn't have you in your head about a third party is mad. They are really mad. They mad because they couldn't have you like this. There is going to be an end to them trying to do this. They were like they were. This is what it was all about. Having you become emotionally unstable so they can take action to take from you. Because once you became emotionally unstable, you would have been in your head. You would have went from your head to your heart. Your heart is what pumps blood. Supplies to the rest of your body. The head is where the brain is. The brain can continue without direction or movement that we know as just being a regular human. If the brain is alive, the body can stay alive. It can't stay alive without the heart, though. Queen of Wands. They took action to burden you. Somebody that is pure in heart, attractive, enthusiastic, strong, confident. It's just a feminine energy. You can be handsome and have all of those traits. You're a good-looking individual whom people find attractive. You're very enthusiastic, and you have a spark of creativity to you that people tend to be drawn to. Because the Queen of Wands, they were praying. They were praying that whatever these emotional games were would work on you. These emotional games were supposed to have you in your head and sad, unable to walk away, losing your power. They were supposed to have you lashing out, thinking that somebody was really for you when in fact they were holding you back. They were supposed to be seen as a comfort while stealing from you and being unfair while secretly having third-party associations going on, because in this Three of Cups, the skeleton is holding the cup. The flesh is just touching the cup. Both cups are in his hand. That cup is off to the side. She's focused on this cup. You get what I'm saying? You were supposed to be in a third party, or this third party was supposed to end you. It was supposed to have you worn out, tired, and drawn out. What's at the bottom? Knight of Pentacles. It was supposed to slowly drain you. It was supposed to make you lazy, insolent. You see how the flesh looks tired, meanwhile the skeleton is running off? Yeah. That was supposed to be the nightmare before Christmas. You were supposed to be in poverty, out in the cold. They were supposed to have their money and take your money. They were supposed to be seen as the aggressor. You were supposed to be seen as the aggressor. You were also supposed to be in your head about what somebody did to you when in fact they were wishing ill will. You were supposed to be in your head about what somebody did to you, but they were in fact wishing ill will and things on you. They were also working against you, pretending to be your friend, but you eventually found that out. They were never trying to be fair. Six of Pentacles. And they were hoping that you would be willing to connect with them again. They were hoping that you would be willing to collaborate with them again. Queen of Wands. Energy. They were literally trying to hold on to you for stability by keeping you small, keeping you desolate, and keeping you in your head. And you want to know what's so crazy? Their nightmare is ain't none of that happened. Go to bed.